Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly achieve their goals while others struggle? Why do some individuals consistently make progress in their personal and professional lives, while others remain stuck in a cycle of unfulfilled dreams and missed opportunities? The answer, my friends, lies in self-discipline. Self-discipline is the key that unlocks the door to your full potential. It's the invisible force that propels ordinary people to extraordinary heights. It's the differentiator between those who dream and those who achieve. And today I'm going to share with you the 5 essential ways to cultivate and master this life-changing skill. But before we dive in, I want you to understand something crucial. Self-discipline isn't about punishment or deprivation. It's not about forcing yourself to do things you hate. No, self-discipline is about empowerment. It's about taking control of your life, your actions, and your future. It's about becoming the captain of your own ship, steering it through calm seas and stormy waters alike, always moving towards your chosen destination. Now let's begin our journey into the heart of self-discipline. The first way to master this essential skill is to develop a crystal clear vision of your future. You see, self-discipline without direction is like a powerful engine without a steering wheel. It might generate a lot of noise and movement. It won't get you where you want to go. So I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself 5 years from now having mastered the art of self-discipline. What does your life look like? How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? What kind of work are you doing? How are your relationships? What have you achieved? This vision, my friends, is your North Star. It's the beacon that will guide you through the challenges and temptations that inevitably arise on the path to self-mastery. When you have a clear, compelling vision of your future, it becomes easier to make the right choices in the present. But here's the thing, a vision alone isn't enough. You need to write it down. There's magic in putting pen to paper. When you write down your vision, you're not just recording it. You're making a commitment to yourself. You're saying, this is who I'm going to become, and this is what I'm going to achieve. So tonight, when you go home, I want you to take out a piece of paper and write down your vision in vivid detail. Describe the person you want to become, the life you want to live, the impact you want to make. Make it so real that you can almost touch it, taste it, feel it. And here's a powerful tip. Read this vision every single day. Make it the first thing you do in the morning and the last thing you do at night. Let it seep into your subconscious mind. Let it become a part of you. Because when your vision becomes a part of you, self-discipline becomes not just a practice, but a natural expression of who you are. Now let's move on to the second way to master self-discipline. It's establishing rock-solid habits. You see, self-discipline isn't about making the right choice once in a while. It's about consistently making the right choices, day in and day out. And the key to consistency lies in our habits. Habits are the building blocks of self-discipline. They're the small, daily actions that over time shape our character and determine our destiny. As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. But here's the challenge. Forming new habits isn't easy. Our brains are wired to follow the path of least resistance. That's why it's so tempting to hit the snooze button instead of getting up for that early morning workout. That's why it's easier to grab fast food instead of preparing a healthy meal. So how do we overcome this natural resistance and form habits that support our vision? The answer lies in understanding the anatomy of a habit. Every habit, good or bad, consists of 3 parts: the cue, the routine, and the reward. The cue is the trigger that initiates the habit. It could be a time of day, a certain location, an emotional state, or even the presence of certain people. The routine is the behavior itself, the action you take. And the reward is the benefit you get from performing the routine. To establish new habits, you need to engineer all 3 parts. First, create clear, consistent cues. If you want to develop a habit of reading every day, for example, you might set an alarm for 8 p.m. every night as your cue. Second, make the routine as easy as possible to start with. Don't aim to read for an hour right off the bat. Start with just 5 minutes. Make it so easy that you can't say no. And third, ensure there's a reward. It could be as simple as the satisfaction of checking off your daily reading on a habit tracker or treating yourself to a small indulgence after a week of consistent reading. Remember, the goal is to make these habits automatic, to reach a point where not doing them feels more uncomfortable than doing them. That's when you know you've truly mastered self-discipline in that area of your life. But here's a crucial point. Don't try to change everything at once. Many people make the mistake of trying to overhaul their entire life in one go. They decide they're going to start exercising every day, eating perfectly, meditating, reading, and waking up at 5 a.m. all at once. And you know what happens? They burn out within a week. Instead, focus on one habit at a time. Master before moving on to the next. This approach might seem slow, but it's sustainable. And in the long run, slow and steady wins the race. Now, let's talk about the third way to master self-discipline, managing your environment. This is a powerful strategy that's often overlooked. You see, we humans are more influenced by our environment than we like to admit. The people we surround ourselves with, the physical spaces we inhabit, the information we consume, all of these shape our thoughts, our emotions, and ultimately our actions. So if you want to master self-discipline, you need to create an environment that supports your goals. This starts with the people in your life. Jim Rohn, and yes, I'm quoting myself here, once said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Think about that for a moment. Are the people around you lifting you up or pulling you down? Are they encouraging your efforts at self-discipline or undermining them? If you find that some relationships in your life are toxic or holding you back, you have a choice to make. You can either limit your exposure to these individuals or, if possible, try to elevate the relationship. Share your goals with them, invite them to join you on your journey of self-improvement. Sometimes your growth can inspire others to grow too. But your environment isn't just about people. It's also about your physical surroundings. Take a look around your home or your workspace. Does it reflect the person you want to become? Is it organized in a way that makes it easy for you to make good choices? For example, if one of your goals is to eat healthier, is your kitchen set up to support that goal? Are nutritious foods easily accessible? Are tempting, unhealthy snacks out of sight? If you want to read more, are books prominently displayed in your living space? If you want to exercise regularly, is your workout gear laid out and ready to go? These might seem like small details, but they add up. By strategically organizing your environment, you reduce the amount of willpower you need to exert on a daily basis. You make the right choices the easy choices. And let's not forget about your digital environment. In today's world, we spend a significant portion of our time in the digital realm. The content we consume, the social media we engage with, the apps we use, all of these influence our thoughts and behaviors. So take control of your digital environment. Unfollow accounts that don't align with your goals or values. Subscribe to podcasts and YouTube channels that educate and inspire you. Use apps that support your habits and block those that distract you. Remember, every ping, every notification, every flashy headline is designed to grab your attention and pull you away from your goals. By curating your digital environment, you're not just practicing self-discipline, you're making it easier to stay focused and committed to your vision. Now, let's move on to the fourth way to master self-discipline, developing mental toughness. This is where the rubber meets the road, because let's face it, no matter how clear your vision is, no matter how solid your habits are, no matter how supportive your environment is, you're going to face challenges. You're going to face moments of temptation, moments of doubt, moments when giving up seems like the easiest option. Mental toughness is what gets you through these moments. It's the ability to push through discomfort, to stay committed to your goals even when you don't feel motivated, to bounce back from setbacks and failures. So how do you develop mental toughness? It starts with understanding that discomfort is not your enemy. In fact, discomfort is often a sign that you're growing, that you're pushing beyond your current limitations. Embrace it. Learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. One powerful way to build mental toughness is through what I call voluntary hardship. This involves intentionally putting yourself in challenging situations. It could be as simple as taking a cold shower in the morning, fasting for 24 hours, or committing to a challenging workout routine. The specific activity doesn't matter as much as the mindset it develops, the mindset that says, I can do hard things. Another crucial aspect of mental toughness is learning to manage your self-talk. We all have an inner voice, and for many people that voice can be incredibly negative. It's the voice that says you can't do this, or why bother trying? You'll just fail anyway. Recognize that this voice is not you. It's just a pattern of thought, and like any pattern, it can be changed. Start paying attention to your self-talk. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, pause. Challenge that thought. Replace it with something more empowering. For example, instead of "this is too hard," try "this is challenging, but I'm growing stronger with every step." Instead of "I'll never be able to do this," try "I might not be able to do this yet, but I'm making progress every day." Over time, this positive self-talk becomes a habit. It becomes your default way of thinking. And when that happens, you'll find that your ability to persevere in the face of challenges increases dramatically. Another key component of mental toughness is learning to delay gratification. In today's world of instant everything, this skill is more important than ever. The ability to say no to immediate pleasure in favor of long-term gain is at the heart of self-discipline. One effective way to practice delayed gratification is through what psychologists call temptation bundling. This involves pairing something you need to do but may not want to with something you enjoy. For example, you might allow yourself to watch your favorite TV show only while exercising, or listen to an entertaining podcast only while cleaning the house. This strategy leverages your existing desires to build self-discipline. Over time, you start to associate the necessary but challenging task with pleasure, making it easier to consistently choose the disciplined path. Now let's talk about failure. If you're pushing yourself, if you're trying to grow and improve, you will fail at times. It's inevitable. The question is not whether you'll fail, but how you'll respond when you do. Mentally tough individuals see failure not as an endpoint, but as feedback. They understand that every failure contains a lesson, an opportunity to learn and grow. When they fall short of their goals, they don't beat themselves up or give up. Instead, they ask themselves, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to become better? This mindset shift is crucial. It transforms failures from sources of discouragement into stepping stones towards success. It allows you to maintain your self-discipline even in the face of setbacks, because you understand that these setbacks are part of the journey, not the end of it. Another powerful technique for developing mental toughness is visualization. Elite athletes have been using this technique for decades, and it's just as effective in other areas of life. Here's how it works. Regularly take time to vividly imagine yourself successfully navigating challenges, resisting temptations, and achieving your goals. The more detailed you can make these mental images, the more effective they'll be. Engage all your senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? The more real you can make it in your mind, the more it will impact your actual behavior. This practice does two things. First, it prepares you mentally for challenges, making you more likely to respond effectively when they arise in real life. Second, it reinforces your belief in your ability to overcome obstacles and stay disciplined, which becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Remember, mental toughness, like any skill, improves with practice. Every time you choose the disciplined path, every time you push through discomfort, every time you bounce back from a setback, you're strengthening your mental muscles. Over time, what once seemed impossibly difficult becomes manageable, even easy. Now let's move on to the fifth and final way to master self-discipline, cultivating self-awareness. This might seem counterintuitive at first. After all, isn't self-discipline about action? About doing rather than thinking? But here's the truth. Effective self-discipline is not about blindly forcing yourself to follow a set of rules. It's about understanding yourself deeply enough to create systems and strategies that work for you. It's about knowing your strengths and weaknesses, your triggers and motivations, your peak times of energy and focus. Self-awareness allows you to tailor your approach to self-discipline to your unique personality and circumstances. It helps you work with your natural tendencies rather than constantly fighting against them. So how do you cultivate self-awareness? One powerful tool is journaling. Set aside time each day to reflect on your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Ask yourself probing questions. What situations tested my self-discipline today? How did I respond? What triggered my unhelpful behaviors? What strategies worked well for me? Over time, patterns will emerge. You'll start to recognize your personal challenge areas, the times of day when your willpower is strongest and weakest, the specific thoughts or emotions that precede lapses in discipline. This knowledge is power. Once you understand your patterns, you can create strategies to work around them. For example, if you notice that you tend to abandon your healthy eating plan in the late afternoon when your energy dips, you can prepare by having healthy snacks readily available at that time. Another powerful tool for self-awareness is meditation. Regular meditation practice helps you become more attuned to your thoughts and emotions. It teaches you to observe your mental states without immediately reacting to them. This skill is invaluable when it comes to self-discipline, as it allows you to recognize and resist impulsive urges before they turn into actions. But self-awareness isn't just about recognizing your weaknesses. It's equally important to understand your strengths and leverage them. What are you naturally good at? What kinds of tasks energize you? How can you use these strengths to support your self-discipline in other areas? For example, if you're naturally competitive, you might find it helpful to frame your self-discipline challenges as competitions with yourself. If you're highly social, you might benefit from finding an accountability partner or joining a group of like-minded individuals working towards similar goals. Self-awareness also involves understanding your core values and aligning your goals with them. When your efforts at self-discipline are in service of something you deeply care about, you'll find it much easier to stay motivated and committed. Take some time to reflect on what truly matters to you. What are your non-negotiables in life? What kind of person do you want to be? How do your current goals and habits align with these values? If there's a misalignment, it might be time to reassess and adjust your approach. Now, as we wrap up our exploration of these 5 ways to master self-discipline, I want to emphasize something crucial. This is not a one-time event. Mastering self-discipline is a lifelong journey. It's not about reaching a destination. It's about continually growing, learning, and improving. There will be days when you feel invincible, when self-discipline comes easily. Celebrate these days. Let them reinforce your belief in your ability to control your actions and shape your life. But there will also be days when you struggle, when you fall short of your own expectations. On these days, be kind to yourself. Remember that stumbling is not the same as failing. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and recommit to your path. The key is to never stop moving forward, even if it's just a tiny step, even if it's just for committing to your goals after a setback. Keep moving. Because here's the truth. The path to mastering self-discipline is not a straight line. It's a winding road with ups and downs, twists and turns. But as long as you keep moving forward, you're making progress. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. Surround yourself with people who support your goals, who believe in you, who challenge you to be your best self. Seek out mentors and role models who embody the kind of self-discipline you aspire to. Learn from their experiences, their successes, and yes, even their failures. Now, let's take a moment to recap the 5 ways to master self-discipline that we've discussed today. First, develop a crystal clear vision of your future. Let this vision guide you, inspire you, and provide the motivation you need to stay disciplined, even when the going gets tough. Second, establish rock-solid habits. Remember, excellence is not a singular act, but a habit. By consistently taking small, positive actions, you build the foundation for lasting self-discipline. Third, manage your environment. Create a physical and digital space that supports your goals and makes it easier to make disciplined choices. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. Fourth, develop mental toughness. Embrace discomfort, practice delayed gratification, and view failures as opportunities for growth. Train your mind to persevere in the face of challenges. Fifth, cultivate self-awareness. Understand your unique strengths, weaknesses, and patterns. Use this knowledge to create personalized strategies for self-discipline that work for you. Remember, the journey of self-discipline is ongoing. Every day presents new opportunities to strengthen your resolve, to make choices that align with your goals and values. Embrace these opportunities. Let each disciplined choice reinforce your commitment to personal growth and success. You have within you the power to shape your destiny, to become the person you aspire to be. Now go forth armed with these strategies and master the art of self-discipline. Your future self will thank you.